Hey guys, IGFC 101 here yet again, bringing you episode number 17 of my complete Ipswich Town Football Manager 2011 playthrough. And today is a very important day in the overall fixture schedule, as it is against Norwich City, our East Anglian derby rivals, of course. So this is a big match, even in a Football Manager series. Of course, it's the biggest match for me as an Ipswich Town fan, and I'm sure it is for the Norwich fans in our footballing season, but of course no derbies next season, as of course Norwich won promotion to the Premier League. So as in any derby match on Football Manager, I'll always say it's for the fans. I don't know if that affects it because it is a derby game, but I assume it does, because there is on the club information section there is a section saying the local derbies and the local rivals. So I'm sure being certain, but good interplay between Connor Wickham and Thomas Priskin here gives us a 1-0 lead within 30 seconds. So, pretty amazing start to the derby. Couldn't ask for any better than that. And as I keep saying in my previous episodes, I'm going to do these fixture in detail things. But there's been quite a lot of news recently, so I'm going to go through that instead and talk about the derbies against Norwich this season. That's going to be this episode, and hopefully from next episode I will do the in-depth starting with the Premier League. I know I've been saying that I'm doing them over the next week, but it will definitely be the next episode. This will be uploaded on Friday night, so hopefully the sorry the in-depth comes out will be out sometime over the weekend, hopefully Saturday night if I can get round to recording the commentary, which is what normally delays these. Yeah, so the big transfer news of the last couple of days is Ashley Young. He has completed his move to Manchester United for around £15-17 million, I think. I'm not really sure why they have signed him. I mean, he is a top-class player and he deserves to be playing Champions League football and towards the top elite ends of the Premiership. But they have already two really good wingers in Antonio Valencia and Nani. Ji-Sung Park can also play on the left-hand side, so unless Ashley Young is going to become the premier left winger for Manchester United, with interchanging Nani and Valencia on the right, which I can definitely see happening, as Alex Ferguson does like Valencia, but Nani is a quality player, so I guess that could happen. So definitely a good signing. So they again buying young English talent. They bought Phil Jones from Blackburn for 20 million, so it's a lot of spending already. I expect them to complete the signing of David De Gea over the next few weeks. Of course, the keeper has got to be number one on their wish list, with Edwin van der Sar retiring. I watched all of Spain's games so far in the under-21 championship, and David De Gea looks like a very good keeper. He's only 21. He's been playing first team football in the league with Atletico Madrid. So pretty much a perfect candidate for the keeper's job at Old Trafford. It's going to be really tough for someone to replace Edwin van der Sar, because he does such a good job there. It's going to be a tough ask, but I think De Gea is probably the best candidate. I'm sure they did have a look at Manuel Neuer, especially after his performance for Schalke against Manchester United in the Champions League. But in the end, he went to Bayern Munich. I think he wanted to stay in Germany, which is fair enough. He's a young man, so he didn't want to leave Germany, so he's gone to Bayern. But I think Manchester United and their fans should be very happy with David De Gea. Their side is looking increasingly prominent for the future as well, with young talent. A lot of people have been criticising Manchester United in the last few years, saying they're an aging team, especially with people like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, Wes Brown, Rio Ferdinand's getting on a bit, Edwin van der Sar. They've all been in the team, so they've kind of been a dad's army sort of thing. But they keep winning the Premiership, so big props to Alex Ferguson and his players. But so yeah, this younger generation, as we make it 2-0, great header from Connor Wickham, great bouncing header into the top corner, and this derby looks like to be going better than what other derbies in real life did this season. But yeah, Manchester United building a good young team, to tell all the big Premier League sides who think Manchester United stay is over, you've got another thing coming. They're definitely building a young side for the next 5-10 years, definitely, maybe more. I expect them. Well, they've got Hernandez up front. Mooney's only 25. They've got I don't know if they'll sell Darren Gibson, but we'll see. And they've got now Chris Smalling, Raphael, Fabio, Phil Jones at the back, David De Gea in goal. So they're all under 22. So that's a good back five for many years to come. So that's Manchester United. There's of course the whole managerial situation have been ever changing. Chris Hughton has been named the Birmingham manager, which I think is he is inexperienced. Um, he is inexperienced as Grant Holt scores, and I bloody hate Grant Holt. He is the person I hate most in football. I'm sorry, but I just hate him. And let's move on from that twat. Yeah, so Houghton has only had one real managerial experience at Newcastle, which was great success, but that's from a relegated team in the Premiership that were always expected to go up and kept most of their stars. So I don't know how much you can read to his success there, but he's been given the chance, and good luck to him. I doubt they'll keep most of their players, but we'll have to see about that. Sorry, I got interrupted again. That's the trouble doing these commentaries when you got a full house. But I almost forgot the big news, of course, is Andre Villas-Boas is the Chelsea manager. I totally almost forgot that. I talk about the Birmingham manager's job and then forget about the Chelsea manager's job, which is a bit weird. So don't worry, Chelsea fans out there, I am going to talk about that. Again, a risk. He has only had one season as the manager of a big club. Of course, Porto last season, where he did win the treble. So it's definitely a gamble. A gamble worth taking. I'm not. Yeah, I think so. He's a young manager. He's 33. He's had success in Europe, and for 33, that's a really good age to have done that by. So I'm really impressed by that. He of course he has links with Chelsea. He used to work at Chelsea. He was a scout under Jose Mourinho. So he will be familiar with a lot of staff, with a lot of infrastructure. He speaks very good English, which is a huge plus. That's always what you should be looking for in a manager. If their language, they communicate with their players. It's going to be quite funny as he's only 33, so he's going to be the same age as some of the players he's going to be managing. He's going to be the same age as Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard. They're both 33, so that's quite funny. Interesting fact: he spent a few days working at Ipswich Town. To relate it back to my team, he he spent a few days observing coaching and training sessions when he was getting his training badges back in the 90s. Sometimes, so interesting fact. Well, interesting to me anyway. But yeah, he should be able to bring in a couple of players from Porto. They've got a couple of good players. Raul Moutinho, of course, he's famous in the Football Manager series. There's always a good player that you can get pretty cheap when you're managing a Premiership team. Also Falcao, the Colombian striker, and he'll also be looking for Neymar, I think. But I think it's definitely, if they give him the time, of course, Abramovich is going to be patient. The Premiership just isn't good enough now for Chelsea. It's the Champions League or you're out the door. I hope they give him a few years, even if they don't win the Champions League, because he's got potential. They paid £13 million to Porto to be able to hire him as their manager. That is a hell of a lot of money for a manager. I wish we could spend that on players, let alone a manager. But yes, I'm totally think that he'll be a quality manager at Chelsea. And especially if they give him time, I really hope Abramovich does do that. If he doesn't, well, I can't see Chelsea ever winning the Champions League if he keeps changing manager every 1 or 2 seasons. That's where Manchester, you see with Manchester United, they've kept Alex Ferguson for 20 years and he's brought them success. There were days at Manchester United in the 90s where they weren't doing very well, they weren't winning any trophies, but they kept with him, and they've reaped the rewards from that since. So if they keep with him, I'm pretty sure it'll be a good signing. In other news, Connor Wickham looks set to leave Ipswich. I'm sure apparently Liverpool and Sunderland have made formal bids now, which is for £8 million, which I think they need to up that soon, to up that quite a bit to get us to sell him. What else was there? The England under 21s, really disappointing exit. I really expected them to at least make the semi-finals. Connor didn't play a minute for them, which is really disappointing. So another disappointing tournament for English football, as we make it 3-1 to seal the win. So a derby win. We didn't get one of them this season. We'd actually lost 4-1 and 5-1 to Norwich, which is much. It makes me sick, really. And we moan about them going up, but they deserve it. As you see, I go crazy moving my mouse to celebrate. But anyway, that's it for the football. I'd like to take this moment to give a shout out to Randomonium5. He's been posting some good videos lately, including one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. I'll put a link to his channel in the description and a link to the video, if I remember to. But he is putting out some good videos, and I think he deserves more views than he's getting. So keep up the good work, Sam, and I hope you get more views soon. Final score: Norwich 1, Ipswich Town 3. A fantastic derby win. as you can see, I'm delighted with that, especially after the disappointing results in real life. Of course, that goes no way to making up for it, but it's something. I hope so. That's the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be back with the fixture list in depth next time. See you later, guys.